Did you ever wonder where news actually comes from? These days, a lot of news organizations don't have the budget to write all of their own stories, so they rely on outside companies to write their stories for them, and Reuters is one of the biggest. Reuters is used by almost every major news organization in the world, like the New York Times, NBC, online organizations like the Huffington Post, and literally thousands of local newspapers and blogs all over the world. But where does Reuters get its news from? In the case of Israel, Reuters has a local Jerusalem bureau, and it's supervised by the bureau chief, Luke Baker. Last week, Stephen J. Adler, the chief editor and president of Reuters Worldwide, explained how his employees are supposed to behave. For example, Adler said, "We believe in neutrality and being unbiased, to not take sides." Luke Baker referred to Israeli security as idiocy, to Israeli diplomacy as bizarre and mocking, to a certain political group as Jewish nutjobs, and to a paper by the Israeli Supreme Court as chutzpah. Baker has never said anything similar about Palestinians, even after he was taken in for questioning by the Hamas terror group, whom he referred to simply as polite. Does this sound like neutrality? Adler talks about the value of transparency and integrity. Luke Baker told the Israeli Knesset that he believes that news about Israel is not biased because the work of monitoring groups like Honest Reporting is taken, quote, very seriously. But then almost as soon as he left the Knesset, he called Honest Reporting laughable, strangely one-sided, and a pressure group, and then cut off communication with Honest Reporting on Twitter, the very kind of communication he had just told the Knesset is very important to his work. Does this sound like integrity? Journalists are increasingly being called out for bias and even for fake news. And last week, the president and chief editor of Reuters Worldwide felt that he had to respond. We're making this video to let him know that we agree with what he has to say, but it's not enough. Reuters employees, like Luke Baker, have to follow the rules of their own company. And when they don't, Honest Reporting will always be here to hold the media to account.